Actions lead to results. If you don't like where you are at life, all you need to do is go a little bit back and change your actions. Now, let me tell you, most of these I wasn't born with. So if at any point you feel like, you know what, I'm not that kind of person who can do that, chances are neither was I. Because I will not only tell you what these habits are, but I'll also tell you how to actually implement them. The first habit is reading. Apart from comic books every now and then, I was never really a reader until now. I'm not just talking about fiction books, I am talking about actual self-development books written by actual people who have developed themselves. For the longest time, I thought they would be boring and they'll tell me things that I already knew. And let's be honest, they don't really sound all that exciting and cool. But when I tell you, it changed my life. The reason I'll always put reading on top of my self-development practices is because it changed my perspective. It has given me solutions to problems that I didn't even realize were there. And it's also helped me become the kind of person that's really comfortable with unlearning things, which is so crucial for your development. Because when you're reading different books and you're reading different perspectives, you are also consistently learning and unlearning and trying to figure out why the other person thinks the way they think, which is so crucial for your self-development because you don't want to become the kind of person who identifies by their beliefs, because your beliefs were adopted. That's not the truth. And the more you read, the more you start to understand and have a more open mind about others' perspectives and how they can help you grow. The best part, however, is that you can find a book for every single problem of your life, and it's written by someone who has already done what you want to do. Not reading is like there's a treasure holder who has reached your treasure and now he's giving you the map and you're like, no thanks. It's like somebody who's already walked through your maze of life and now he's telling you, dude, okay, stay safe from these paths, take this path, this is what I learned, and you're like, no, I'd rather be lost than take help. If you're not a reader, I understand it can be really overwhelming, which is why I want you to pick a book on some problem that you're desperate to solve. Whatever in your life is messing with your head the most, that's the book you're gonna pick up. This works so well because the only time you take action when you're not inspired is when you're desperate. So the next time you're stuck in any problem, be it financial, be it in your office, be it about making friends or relationships, instead of going to the internet and searching for the answer, you're gonna go to your library or Amazon and pick up a book on that topic. Just choose any book that looks the best to you. And I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but right now, when we're starting a habit, when we're trying to build something and get out of our comfort zones, we need to make as little decisions as possible to make ourselves more prone to actually going through with the task. Plus, if a book appears interesting, you're far more likely to get up and open and read it. If book covers didn't matter, people wouldn't be paid to make them. Even an average book will give you the same, if not better answers than you would find on Google or on the internet. And you're telling me you would rather trust an anonymous person over someone who is spending his time, energy, and money on writing an entire book to help you and whose credibility depends on what he's writing in the book. If you want other recommendations, you can also check out this video right here where I tell you the top 10 recommendations, and spoiler alert, one of them is fiction. The second habit is getting up early. I know you're not a morning person. You tried a million times, just cannot do it. Just hear me out. I was not a morning person, but here's why you need to do it. First of all, I am not asking you to get up at 5 a.m. or even 6 a.m. I'm just asking you to get half an hour earlier than you usually do. Why? Because the way you get up is going to set the tone for the rest of your day. If you're always waking up at the last minute and then hurrying to the shower, eating your breakfast while you're catching the bus, what kind of tone is that setting for your day? And that's just one reason. The second reason is that if you're getting up at the last minute and then you're only getting up to finish tasks for your boss, for your employers, and you're running around all day, when you come back, you are not going to want to do anything for yourself. You won't want to study, you won't want to read, you won't want to play. And because your entire day has been so hasty and so stressed, you won't even feel productive by the end of the day. Is it really worth it? You most likely won't even feel like practicing your hobby, and that's okay. But if you always spend your days, which make up your life, running around all day, you will feel so unsatisfied with your life at the end. You will feel like all the time has passed and you were never really there for the moments that mattered the most. Waking up even just 1 hour early gives you plenty of time to have a really nice, cozy morning where you're not rushing, where you have time to just relax and be present It gives you time to do the things that you really value. It gives you time to practice your old hobby, play with your dog, and you're also able to push yourself to complete things that you were procrastinating on because in the morning there are fewer distractions. All of this helps you balance out your personal life along with your work life, and in turn gives you a more fulfilled feeling and saves you from burnout. It's not that you're not a morning person, it's that you don't have a reason to be a morning person. You don't have a purpose in life. You don't know why you're getting up. You have nothing to look forward to in the morning. Why would you want to get up in the first place? A reason is exactly what you need, and your reason can be different than mine. It can be different from your friends, from your families. But I will give you some examples. For me, I have started a routine, and I know that I need to finish this routine because that gives me a feeling of accomplishment, and I can only find time to complete that routine in the morning. So that's why I get up an hour early so that I can do it. I've even gotten up like 2 hours early because I really wanted to spend some time doing this routine. And I did it by my own will. No one forced me to do it. But if you're really overwhelmed by getting up in the morning, you can also make it something exciting for you. So you can take a cup of coffee and read a book in the nature. You can go for a walk in the park. You can paint on your canvas because that's the only time you have. You can practice your guitar. Anything that brings you joy and that is for you, not for your employer, not for the money, that is just for you. After that, spend some time doing the things that you need to do for your growth, whether it is reading a self-help book, whether it is working on your business, whether it is creating content, whatever you're postponing that's needed for your development, do it. And you will still have enough time to watch an episode as your reward. When you know why you're getting up, it is so much easier to get up. It's not easy, I won't lie to you, but it is easier when you have a purpose. And the best part is, the more you do it, the more you will even look forward to it. I choose to get up early. I'm not getting up at the last minute, so I spend my days more relaxed, more slow, and I still get so much done that I feel productive by the end of the day. And I know all of that is because I'm just getting an hour early. And when I'm sleeping, I don't even know how long I've slept. So it doesn't really matter if I get up an hour early. It's all in your head. And trust me, I was not a morning person. I personally have been following the Savers routine. And if you want to know what that is, I will put up some picture of it. But if you want to get deep into it, there's this book called The Miracle Morning, and I highly recommend it. If you want to become a morning person, that's the book you need to start with. I will put the Amazon link down below if you want to buy the book. The next habit is putting your phone on work mode or on DND. Even when I'm just relaxing and I'm not even working, my phone will still be on work mode. Has this ever happened to you where you're concentrating on something and then your phone lights up in a distance and now you want to pick up your phone? And you're really trying not to, but you're craving it more and more, and in the end you give in and you pick up your phone and then you end up doom scrolling. That's because your phone, even if it's on silent, if it just vibrates or it just lights up, your brain has associated these two things as triggers to then follow the action of picking up the phone, and you mindlessly pick up your phone. So to prevent yourself from picking up your phone in the first place and doom scrolling, you need to remove the trigger altogether. That's why I always have my phone on work mode or do not disturb. Even if I'm relaxing and watching Netflix, if my phone blinks, I will pick it up and I'll end up the next hour scrolling while the TV is just background noise, and at the end of that hour, I don't even feel like I rested at all. The fourth habit is journaling before bed. I didn't realize its importance initially. Okay, let me tell you a short story that will hopefully convince you to start journaling. I used to journal every now and then, but it wasn't really a habit. I did, however, write in my journal when I was really burnt out and I was really low, and it was like the last resort to my problems. But by the end, I didn't have the energy to even journal. It took me some time to figure out the cause of my problems, the cause of my emotions. Because all those days that I wasn't journaling, life was still happening and things were stacking over each other. So I thought, what if I don't let my thoughts reach that level where I'm too burnt out to even pick up the journal, and just start doing it every single night without even thinking much of it, like just writing whatever's happened in the day. Then I read a book that mentioned morning journaling, and I had to do it as part of the challenges of the book, and you know I need to finish challenges, so I was doing those. And because of that, I was skipping my night journal once again because I had to write in the morning. I couldn't write twice, but I ended up feeling really unrelaxed again. And even though I was journaling in the morning, the peace I got from dumping all the stress of the day at night was like having a clean slate before I went to bed. And surprisingly, when I did that, Even in the morning, I was more refreshed and I had more to write somehow. I even slept better. When we sleep, our last thought usually has no place to go, it has no distraction, and therefore it just keeps moving around in our brain and multiplying itself. And that's why at times you wake up even during the night from the stress, or you might wake up feeling really tired the next morning. All of that can be avoided with just night journaling, because there is literally no thought to disturb me before I go to bed after I've put everything on the paper. Even if I have to take a decision, I'll just put it in the journal, and I know that that's the problem for another day now, because I won't forget about it, so I can forget about it right now. So I just leave the problems to the notebook for the night and I sleep like a baby. If you've never journaled before and you don't really know what to write, where to start, I have already put an entire video on that, so I won't go into that, but you can check that out right here. The fifth habit is only sleeping on my bed. I know you sleep on your bed as well, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't do anything except sleeping on my bed. Ever since the pandemic, a lot of us have started working from our homes, and that means also working from the comfort of our beds. Even for entrepreneurs, it can feel much more relaxing to just take your laptop out and start working from your bed, but what that does is mess up your sleep cycle. Your brain now does not know when to relax and when to work. If you don't agree with me, just try doing it for some time and let me know if you saw an improvement in your sleep cycle. My brain has now made this association that getting into bed means it's time to relax, it's time to sleep. If I am, however, on my bed during the day, it'll only be for reading or if I have to take a nap. It will never be for work. And because of that, even if I get on my bed and I try to scroll on my phone, I will get sleepy. And similarly, I have this table in my room where I work every single time, and because of that, every time I sit on the chair, my brain just it lights up with ideas and it gets so active for work, because now it has made this association. It knows that every time I'm here, this is where my brain needs to work, and so it follows. This can be a really powerful tool for efficiency, because you can literally train your brain to relax or work simply by associating particular areas with particular tasks. Now here's a bonus tip for all of you who stay till the end, because thank you. You need to read fiction books at night instead of self-development books. And even if you want to read self-development books, please make sure it's not something too complicated, something that you have to grasp a lot. To try to understand them, you have to wake your brain up. This will also cause new thoughts that you haven't dumped in your journal yet. But when you're reading fiction, it's just a story that's flowing and there's nothing you have to think about except for what's happening in the story, which can be really relaxing for your brain. Of course, even when you're reading fiction, try to read books that are calming and happy and not tragic and sad and hard to understand. I really hope you will start implementing at least one of these habits this week. Let me know which of these habits are you going to try first, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.